Hello, this episode is all about what to do when you're on the very verge of burnout. This happens quite a lot with the people that I see, obviously, because they come to me when they're already feeling really quite broken down and feeling on the very edge. So the first thing I say to people is take everything out of your diary that isn't absolutely necessary. And I really mean that. That means look at the diary, and if it's not a case of somebody's going to get unwell or that's going to make them unsafe, take it out of your diary. That means I've told surgeons to cancel surgery, lawyers to cancel cases, business leaders to come out of the boardroom. And so it's really important, because when you're at your bandwidth and you're very close to burning out, then you have to act dramatically so that you don't break down completely. It's very important because recovery from burnout, in my experience, takes 6 months to 2 years once you've broken down. So if we can get to it before the breakdown, then that's the very best case scenario for you. Now, lots of people will say, well, I can't do that, but the fact that they're now on the verge of burning out and breaking down means that they've gone beyond their limits many times before, and their recent symptoms of overwhelm are telling them that it's time for drastic action, if you like. And people will often say, well, I can't because I feel badly, and guilt comes like a great big ghostly presence. So it's really important to deal with the guilt really as quickly as possible, because the guilt just holds you in place. The guilt takes you back to work even when you feel like you can't take another day or another even hour. So as hard, it might sound easy, I know it's not, but if you have a relationship with your guilt and you just take it from me, and I spent thousands of hours with people on the verge of breaking down or who have already broken down, and guilt just keeps you right on the verge of burnout until you break down. So it really does require drastic action. Prevention is everything when it comes to burnout. And when I say burnout, I mean burnout trauma, where you collapse, you suddenly can't get out of bed, you may have something very dramatic like a heart problem or a stroke, a migraine that you can't recover from for weeks on end, that shows up in many ways. So the first vital thing, as a reminder, take everything out of your diary that is not absolutely necessary. That will save you months and even years of being poorly. Act now, take the month off now, and then you can bank that and get on the road to recovery much more quickly. Once the system has broken down, it takes every single element of the system a recovery period. So it's much more than convalescence. If you get it early enough, burnout will recover with some type of convalescence. If you've broken down, you literally faint, pass out, have a stroke, can't get out of bed, can't get off the sofa, then that recovery requires much more complicated treatment and time. So I hope that's useful. Please do subscribe wherever you're listening, and I'd love to hear how you're doing. If you've got questions around burnout and breakdown, then I'd love to take them and answer them if I possibly can. And I'd love to hear your stories of recovery, hopefully, and anybody that has an experience of being right on the verge and feel like they've caught themselves just in time. I'd love to hear that too. Okay, have a great day.